Excited about this week. Looking forward to what's coming. I don't know. I just feel like if you're not excited about Forex, maybe it's maybe not the best avenue for you to be taken. But so I'm excited every week. Anyway, so I'm gonna actually be using the Forex.com platform because this is kind of where this is where I've been trading from, and that's because the MT4 platform has been giving me a hard time, or had been giving me a hard time. So I think I've been trading the Forex.com platform, I want to say since probably January, like beginning of January. So with trading the Forex platform, this is a demo account I'm going to be using. So all of this info up here is just demo info, just to kind of show you what I'm doing and give you a view on the platform that I've been using. I'm still new to it, so it's still, it's set up for the most part like TradingView, but it's just a little bit different, slightly different look, that whole nine. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and get started. This week I am actually going to be bringing in a new pair, which is the AJ pair, AUD JPY, because it had some pretty significant movement last week that I really was looking out for. Another really cool thing about Forex.com is that it actually will send you news notifications when news is out. It will tell you different things about what to expect, and they do webinars as well about the non-farm payroll news, just different news that comes out that is highly impactful on the market. So that's something to take into account. So let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with the new pair that I am kind of looking at, and we're going to analyze and just, do the normal weekly forecast. Okay, so just kind of pull this back a little bit and let's see where we are. So right now, looks like we're seeing a little bit of pullback right here in this area. So I wanted to mark that because it looks pretty significant. It looks like price is actually rejecting right here pretty bad. And this is just on the weekly. Now, yeah, I am going to mark up on the weekly, but this is just to kind of give us a good bird's eye view of what direction we're headed in. So right now, looks like a little bit of consolidation, unfortunately, because it looks like we may be seeing some rejection up at the top here too. So we could potentially be seeing something somewhat like this over the next however long it takes to get out of this consolidation space. I'm not sure how long that's going to last. I know we did have a bit of a push up. If you go to let's go to the 4 hour actually. And actually, let's just go to the daily real quick so that it's not like too significant of the past or what have you. Oh my God, why is this not disappearing? Wild. Maybe because I gotta do it like this and then that'll make it disappear. Okay, like I said, I'm still learning how to use this platform and put my notes and stuff on the platform. So let's see. I want to make it a little bit bigger here just so we can see what's going on. So last week we seen a little bit of a push up on oh my God, on AJ. Geez, I guess because it's so new, I'm still trying to adjust rather. Okay, so last week we did see a bit of a push up, which it almost looks right now like, I'm going to actually thicken this line a little bit. Maybe I can't. Yes, I can. Okay. Looks like we're since around here, but this is January, right? This is the daily, but now what I'm starting to see is that the market is making a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So I'm looking to see if price is going to get below here or close to below here to signify that it's going in the other direction, meaning it's going to be headed down. However, because it's starting to give me the higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, it looks like it's going to be continuing to push up. Let's just go to the 4 hour real quick. take a peek and see what that looks like. I know that this looks wild, so let me just delete it so it doesn't look so messy and confusing. All right, let's squeeze the price up a little bit and get some bigger candles going on here. So again, I'm just looking to see if price is going to make it, you know, below here, to see if it's going to be some type of change in direction. But because we are getting that rejection sitting there, the probability game, I'll just be watching to see exactly what does happen. Let's go to the 1 hour real quick. Let's see what that looks like. Get in here a little tighter. See, we're getting some rejection. So I'm basically just going to be watching the market, especially on the lower time frame, just so that I can execute a little bit quicker. Probably be executing on the 15-minute, as that was the plan. That was the strategy that we set up earlier in the year. So I'll just be kind of like, we're just waiting to see exactly what the market is going to do. It looks like we could be in some consolidation, or in a consolidation space as of right now. So gotta wait to see what's going to happen with AJ. So let's jump over to AU, our usual OGs that we normally go for, and we're going to actually start with you know what, we need to start with the weekly, because it's a new week. And I think next week we'll be starting with the monthly, because it'll be a new month. Okay, so let's see what we got. I'm kind of looking in this area because I'm going to grab my rectangle here. I'm seeing that price kind of rejected there. This was probably made on a lower time frame, so I'll just remove it just for the sake of the video, so that we can see what's going on. Let's see, let me scoot this over just a bit. So when I scoot this over, I'm actually looking at what was happening price previously, just to get an idea as to what's happening. I'm seeing, or what it appears to be, is this has been a little bit of a long road of a lower low. Why does it like not stay the same? That's weird. Not a problem. Lower low, a little bit like a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then up again for a lower high. And what essentially means, or you know, what we could see potentially is another low. However, price does look kind of funky in this area, being that it pulled back so far. So what I'll be keeping an eye out for, squeeze it up here. We're gonna need some type of pullback. In an effort to get in going bearish, we need some type of pullback, because at this point, had we caught it right here, we wouldn't have missed the move type of thing. But this is on the weekly. It's important to see that pullback. So right now, we're basically just looking for direction, right, on the weekly. I see bearish. So let's scoot over to the 4 hour. Oops, the one day, my bad. All right, so on the 1 day, let me get rid of the nonsense. Still, just looking at the direction on the 1 day, I'm still seeing bearish, but again, I'm looking like right here, and we're gonna have to see some type of pullback in order for it to continue down, right? We don't want to get in too soon, because then the pullback may take you out, depending upon how large your margin is. So let's scoot down to the 4 and get it so so it's a little more visible. So tiny. All right, let me get rid of this guy. Even though that was a pretty rocket area, but that's okay, no problem. We're gonna just get rid of it. So right now, based on the 4 hour, it looks as though price is starting to create some type of pullback at this area, which is perfect, because that's an area where price had previously kind of pulled back at. So we're wanting to see that. That's something that we need to see in an effort to put ourselves in the position to open, or to get into a position. Should price decide, let me scoot over to the 1 hour. I'm gonna have to really squeeze it up now. Let's see. Should price continue, we wait for the retest. which on the 1 hour, it looks like it's starting to do like that. And I think I remember stating in a previous video, when you see price starting to, it almost looks like it's starting to create a flag. So let's see. With the flag, let me double check because I have my other computer over here, like a bearish flag. Let's see. So let's see. Bearish flag pattern looks like a continuation. Let's see. Let me pull it up. Flag pattern. Okay. So this is what it's starting to look like. This is what I'm seeing. This right here. When it's starting to get like the candles are starting to get tinier and tinier, and it's kind of creating this shape. So let's scoot back. I'm gonna grab this guy just to kind of give you an idea of what it's kind of looking like. Granted, this is on the 1 hour, but still, same concept. So we're starting to see that flag pattern starting to kind of form on the 1 hour, which is great. That's something that we could also use as confirmation for continuation. Go back real quick. You see how price kind of did the same thing, and then we're starting to get smaller and starter. So I think I did, like I said before, I said this on a previous video, when you see the price is starting to squeeze, meaning the candles are smaller and smaller and smaller, and it's starting to lose momentum, that means that what's happening is you treat it like a spring, right? When you push a spring together and then you let it go and it kind of takes off, it's going to be the same scenario, and more than likely in the same direction that it was when it started to make that pattern. So more than likely what we're going to see is just price heading back down after it gets through with this flag pattern, this bearish flag. So that's good. This looks really good. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with this. Let's see. It looks so much even better on the 15-minute. So yeah, we're going to be using the 15-minute to go ahead and get in, put my, let's see, stop loss probably right above here, and that's because that's where price has been testing. Take profit probably. Let's see if we can see it. I have to get out a little bit further. That might be too far, but let's see, because we're, again, smaller time frames for a quicker liquidation. So more than likely we'd be looking to see, we could be looking to see price get to around here, honestly. So what's that? The 66903 area. So that's where I'll be looking for probably take profit 1. And when I'm looking over here. So this will probably be around here, be take profit 1. I'll be looking around here for like take profit 2, take profit 3, and so on and so forth. And this is just where price is basically holding at, that I'm looking to see where I could possibly liquidate and take the money out. So let's see. We're gonna go to, what's the next one? Why do I forget? Okay, EU. Let's shoot over to EU real quick and take a peek. Let's start with the, weekly. So the weekly on EU looks to be kind of doing the same thing. Really long, lower low, lower high kind of situation. Could you count these little things in here? Yeah, of course you could. This is the weekly, so it's going to look a lot more, I guess, linear. But you get the idea. You could even use this as like a, let me do this. Let me make sure this joint is thick, because for some reason it likes to switch on your girl. Okay, so you could be like, okay, lower low, lower high, maybe smaller, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. You could use that. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. That's kind of a big trend, so maybe some of those we weren't actually able to use, but that's okay. So then you start to see down here the price starts to change on you, or the price action movement starts to change a little bit, especially when we start to see a few of these candles sitting in here, especially this one. This one right here is like clutch. This is like a dragonfly doji, which indicates the price is going in the other direction. So I would say it's definitely super important to wait for your candles to close, and then you got to wait for that confirmation as well. So that's something just to keep in mind. Let's see what this looks like though. So let's get down to the daily. Maybe. Okay, so let's see. On the daily, oops, famous for that. All right, so on the daily, what I'm waiting to see is price to reverse in this area. I'm looking for it to test here and then reject. So this then becomes support, and then price continues up. I do see, let's see, higher high, higher low-ish, higher high, higher low, higher high. So as you can see, price is like the top parts. Let me grab the points. I don't want to make this confusing. Oh, they don't have a circle. Okay, so there's one thing that it definitely doesn't have, like TradingView does have, but that's okay, no problem. So like you're looking at these top parts. Oh shit, oh, I'm gonna have to get, okay, every time. Okay, not a problem, whatever. Oh, is this gonna let me, okay. They might be a little crooked, okay, but that's fine. You're gonna get the point, right? They're not all gonna look the same. They're not all gonna look the same. All right, but this is just gonna kind of highlight and show us what I'm talking about. So these points, even though they look a little crazy, you're looking for price to keep getting to a higher level and not pulling back too far. So even right here, this is not too far, this is not too crazy. Then it gets to the next level. So then this would then turn into like the resisting area, or the supported area rather. And then we'll be looking for price to get past here with the next movement. So let's see, let's go to, I hope this is making sense. I'm trying to break it down in a slightly different way than I have in the past, because I just want to give them like a more in-depth breakdown, and it may cause the video to be crazy long, but sometimes I feel like this is important to kind of go through it like this. So maybe I'll put some timestamps on this one. I know I haven't been doing that lately, so I'll put some timestamps on this one, just because I know it's going to be a little bit longer than the previous. Okay, so let's see. Let me get up here. Stop it. All right. Okay, on the 4 hour. So this is what we're looking at. It's hard to tell on the 4 hour. That's why they say always go to the larger time frames, just so that you can get a better view of what is going on. Because shit, if you were looking at the 4 hour, you would swear up and down that it's going bearish, right? So we're just going to have to wait. This is basically where price is closed for the last week. So we'll wait to see when price starts back up tomorrow, what the next move will be. Because on the larger time frames, I show that it's going in a bullish direction. So we're just going to have to wait to see what happens. This is more than likely going to be the pullback space, and then we're going to see price heading back up. Could it change and then continue down? Of course, yeah, price can do whatever price wants to do. However, based on what I'm seeing on the larger time frame, I'm seeing that strong momentum that was a while back. That was November of 2022. So there's still some strong momentum that was on the upside. So I'm waiting to see what this pullback is going to look like. And then we'll see once this pullback completes, if it's a completed pullback, then we can go ahead and get into the position in an upward direction. My only concern, or what I am kind of concerned at, or I'm looking at, is this, looks like pin bar right here. Bearish pin bar. Let me scoot this open. This guy right here. So that is a concern because it did reject there pretty heavily. But again, right now what's happening is we're seeing a bit of a pause where it rejected there previously. So we're just going to have to wait, see what's going to happen. I don't have anything flagged as of right now. I'm just going to kind of keep an eye on the market for the week. And I think that's probably the best way to just play it. So let's go to UJ and see what's going on. So funny enough about UJ, I had a position open on UJ. So there's another thing where you have to really trust yourself, right? After you've traded for a while, or if you feel like you've kind of gone through, done the work, studied what you've done, studied and taken note of what you've done and then how it played out, and it's happened more times than not, you have to get to a place where you're able to trust yourself and that you can let the trade play through. So what ended up happening for me this week was I had gotten in. I didn't have enough room, or I didn't leave my famous rookie mistake. I'm not leaving enough room for price to move. And I think I want to say I was stopped out on like this candle, this one right here, this green one right here. But had I had enough space for price to move, now that I put this on previously to me doing that, and I kept it there even after I lost the position, just to see exactly what was going to happen with price. And as you can tell, price went exactly in my direction. And 9 times out of 10, this is the issue that I tend to run into. And I'm telling you so that if this is an issue that you are running into, then you can set up and make the necessary changes so that this is not happening to you as often. I think I got in on a couple of positions with UJ, just kind of farting around. But what ended up happening was, I think on 2 of the positions that I had, I ended up liquidating, so I came out with a profit. But then I went in for another one, which was would have been a $4,000. It was like something. It was like 4,700, something like that, profit. And I lost it, but the loss was only like, I don't know, in comparison to 4,000, I think it was like $600 or something like that. So it's important to manage your risk. I was happy that I did do that. So even with a demo account, you still want to practice or keep practicing good management skills when it comes down to holding onto your capital. Long story short, it still looks great, but now I have to wait for a pullback. So anytime you see this, don't freak out, don't get in, because essentially what will happen is you get in and then you won't have enough room for the pullback. The pullback will take you out, kill you, and then you're practically done. So always just try to wait for the pullback. And yes, sometimes the pullback does not always happen, and that's okay too. You'll live to trade another day. But wait for the pullback. You'll save so much more money. You'll have more money to trade with if you just wait. Be patient. Wait for a pullback. If it doesn't come, then you trade another pair another time. But what I'll be waiting for essentially is a pullback, possibly somewhere in this direction. I'll be looking for something for it to pull back around this area. And the reason why I'm looking for that is because that's where price was previously at. When it had pulled back previously. So I'll be looking for a pullback here and then essentially an ascension up. Now, we'll just have to wait to see. We'll have to wait on price to see what it's going to be looking like, because I don't know if it's going to get all the way up to here, or I would say to here. I don't know why I went so far up, but we'll see what happens when price gets here, and then go from there. So that's what we're looking at when it comes to UJ. Let's go to GU real quick and take a peek. I don't have any markings on GU. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, that was so long ago. But let's see. Let me pull up. Okay. So kind of the same thing with this one. When I tell you that this is my issue now, however, this had a very large pullback when it did this, when it gained some momentum here. We had a large pullback. So I do try to have a sniper entry and try to keep it very low risk to reward, but sometimes it's worth it to have a little more room for your trade to move. However, still don't feel the way about this. It's fine, because I feel like this would have been a lot of capital to have my stop loss way up here. So, and price didn't get too much further down. So I'm okay with what played out over the week. I'm gonna just remove this. So let's start real quick with the weekly and jump into that. Wow, hold on. This looks wild. Let's see. I feel like, did we do this one? This almost looks like EU, huh? Let me see. Was it EU? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it's AU. No, because AU had the... Okay, I don't remember which one we were on, but it's giving very much another chart. I hope I'm not doing the same thing again. Okay, anyway, we're just going to move forward. So GU on the weekly, it looks like it's bearish, especially with it ending like this, and then, but this is like, this doji's got me kind of confused, especially with this large amount of momentum that we seen last week. I swear that this could possibly be a reversal, and we're going in a bearish direction. We're just gonna have to keep an eye. So I see bearish, or excuse me, bullish, but we'll just have to wait on price to see what happens. But I do see it going in an upward direction for bulls. Let's see, go to daily, see if we can get a confirmation on another chart. Time frame, excuse me, rather. So let's see. So yeah, like I'm seeing some rejection here. And this was previously, so this is back in January where some rejection was happening too. We're just gonna have to keep an eye. I see it heading in the upward direction. Let's go to 8 real quick. I'm gonna try not to make this video too crazy long. Even though we did see some momentum here, we're just gonna have to see. We possibly could see some consolidation here, but once price is able to continue above here, then we'll be looking at at some of the bulls kind of taking over and kind of stepping in. But let's jump to the 4 real quick. And I didn't mean to go to the 8, sorry. So that's the long game. Long game, I see bulls. Short game, I see bulls. That's what I'm seeing. I'm just kind of looking at price previously here, and I'm like, I think I changed my mind. Like, yeah, I'm definitely seeing headed in a bullish direction because of all of this rejection. Now there's rejection on kind of both ends to some extent. We're just gonna have to wait to see what happens and where price kind of takes it. But as of right now, I am seeing a bullish move. We'll just have to see what happens this coming week. Go here real quick, because based on this, I would probably open up a position in the bullish direction and probably liquidate it here just to see exactly what's going to happen if I was using a smaller time frame. But on the bigger time frame, it does look like it's headed up anyway, so may play out in our favor, maybe not. So that concludes today's video. I hope that this was helpful. I'm trying to do my best to go into kind of depth a little bit more, maybe in a slightly different way for those that just learn in a different way. I want to make it easy and accessible. I want the learning to be easy and accessible for everybody. So hopeful this was helpful. Like always, if you would be so kind as to like and share or subscribe or all 3, that would be great. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great trading week. Get after it.